So I'm building a subreddit scanner. This is a Google Sheet that I started using because I figured out a little URL trick to Reddit. So if you go to Reddit and you search for in a particular subreddit, so let's say we go to Google Sheets or spreadsheets. Let's actually spell that correctly, spreadsheets. And we want to search here for a term like template or even like a multiple word term. We're looking for people here, like where can I find free templates? And I want to sort by newest actually, because old posts sometimes are, you can't comment on them, they're archived. So here's a bunch of 0 comments. Here's someone looking for help, seeking suggestions on how to create a form or dashboard. Like, these are helpful for me to create content for, or even just to go and answer this question directly here, maybe link to a video that I already made. Sometimes in some subreddit, links to external resources are banned. And there's sort of lots of notes and things that I would want to keep around subreddits. Like, I want to keep this search, for example. How do I do that? Well, up here in the URL it's reddit.com/r/ the name of the subreddit /search /Q, which is query, equals template. And then it has later on and sort equals new. The stuff to the right of it is unnecessary. And if I want to search for, let's say, I want to sort in a different way. I want to actually see hot, right? The sort equals hot and the URL. And so this URL is pretty cool. I can actually save this exact URL to a sheet. However, I can generate this URL from a sheet. So we have a list of subreddits here on the left. We'll have small business. And then I will delete all of this stuff, so we only see one. So I put a link here. And we're just using equals reddit.com/r/A3. So let's actually zoom in a little bit. And now this A3 is just the subreddit name. And so this is a link directly to the subreddit itself, which is cool. I can now keep a link directly to the subreddit by just typing in the subreddit. But also, I've made it so that I take that URL, add /search, add $Q equals, and then I take any term that I write in the C2, this second row, SEO tools perhaps, and it will automatically substitute any spaces for the plus sign, and then add ampersand type equals posts and sort equals, and it will take whatever's in C1. So I have now a drop-down menu of new, hot, top, relevance, comments. I want to see the most commented post in small business for the term SEO tools. Let's go see that. It'll redirect me, and here it is. This is the most most comments. And I can start searching through here and see what do people mention, what do people want, or I can say, hey, I want the newest ones. Or SEO tool, perhaps, instead of tools. Click it, and now I see 21 hours ago, 2 days ago, any easy-to-use SEO tools for small businesses. This is good for researching. This is good for posting. This is good for backlinks. If you're like, hey, I want to put a link here, I have to go figure it out. And so this is a really cool tool. I can even, in the same exact subreddit, have multiple searches here that are saved. Well, what if I want to find other subreddits similar to small business? There is a GitHub. Let's just go look at that. It's a Anavaka GitHub.io/say it, and I can type in small businesses, small business, and it'll give me a list of all the related, actually not a list, but a graph of all of the related subreddits. So I can go say, oh, entrepreneur ride along, cool. That's an interesting subreddit that I might not have found. Startup, sweaty startup, side project. Okay, these are really cool other subreddits. So let's go back to our SubHub and type that in. So startup, let's put in product management or entrepreneur ride along or entrepreneurship or just start. And let's see just start. And now I need to take all of my URLs and copy and paste them down. But now I can search the same thing, SEO tool, for just start. There we go. We got the newest posts. We can obviously go and read this and find out what the actual conversation is about. But I want to add a few more things because I want to make this Sub Spy Hub useful for you, even if you don't know how to use Google Sheets. These URLs are already baked in, but they're really hard to see. Like, this link we'll probably have to keep, but like this URL here, we probably don't need the entire URL in this cell. We probably just need a link to it, especially this related subreddits one as well. It's just this query of GitHub. Again, it's a really cool URL trick. We're just replacing the text at the end with whatever the subreddit is here, and we get a link directly. Okay, now I can see startup. What are the related subreddits? There we go. Here's digital marketing, Y Combinator, fintech. It'll highlight the closest ones. Grow my business. That's pretty cool. So now I can go back, say grow my business, and now I can search for SEO tool in there. Really cool, right? Makes it easy. And I want to add a couple more things like ratings or notes here, but I want to clean this up so it makes it look really cool. And so you can download this, by the way, if you are a member watching this on bettersheets.co. Down below, just get this sheet. All sheets are available at bettersheets.co for any videos that I'm making. If you're not a member and you're watching this somewhere else, you can go to bettersheets.co/subspyhub. And here it will bring you to get this sheet exactly $0. It's totally free. Get it right now. Just get it. It'll be on Gumroad, but get it at bettersheets.co/subspyhub. But let's make it better. I want to make this look really cool. And so let's clean up these URLs. I'm going to put something around this called hyperlink. And we're take that hyperlink and we're going to label it. And now the label could be something like search, and we'll put that in quotes, and now that looks a lot better, right? We'll do the same over here, hyperlink, put that around here, and put a link search. Pretty cool, right? Let's find related. So we'll do the same thing, hyperlink, but we'll call this related in all caps. Easy, right? Cleans this up a lot. This link we'll have to leave as is. We might be able to make it a little nicer to view here. Show no grid lines. Let's just leave it as that. Actually, we want a little bit of color here. I'm going to use some kind of red here. But these two, this is the problem with having these headers here. These two are useful to change. So I'm going to make it a different color. And I'm going to take these drop downs and edit them to only be an arrow. Apply to all. Yes. And I will take the same background. So that will give a little indication that you can edit that. I'm going to make everything else dark red. And again, this is nicer to see. We have our URLs. We can just click and search. But let's edit this name. I don't want just the text. Actually, I want search space ampersand C2. So now I have the term here. Let's make this a little bit smaller. Need to make C2, not C2. I'm going to hold it there because it's just adding search. That's pretty, I don't know if I really like that, but it helps you see that. I mean, you can see the header. SEO help, something like that. Okay. Yes and no. I'm sort of 50-50 on having that there. If you don't like it, we can always delete that space and delete the end. D2. But let's make this easier to maintain over time. If we're adding our subreddits here, we're finding really cool comments, we're finding really cool subreddits that we want to come back to. Let's add a rating or a ranking. Here we are going to insert a drop down, and we're just going to insert a star. Let's do 2 stars, add another item, 3 stars, 4 stars, and then 5 stars. There is another way to do this. It was at F3:F. I want it to be an arrow as well. But now I can say, oh, that was a good one. That was a pretty dang good one. Oh, that was the best one, right? There is another way to do this. We can right-click Smart Chips Rating, and here we have pretty much the same thing. However, there is an underlying number. So if we change this to 2 stars, the actual text in the cell is 2. So up to you which rating you want to use. I sort of like seeing these yellow stars. Don't know about how you feel about this, but it has an underlying number, so we can actually rank these now. Now we can resort these. So for users of this SubSpy hub that are not necessarily knowledgeable about adding these links, I'm going to make it real easy. You just have to enter text in the A column and enter text up in C and D. I do want to give the ability to add more columns. I will do that in a second. But right now, I want this to have like 100 potential subreddits. And here, right at the beginning, we're going to add another formula. If is blank, A6, and 2 commas, and an end. And now, I'm going to copy paste that all the way down. We don't see anything right away. But if we add digital marketing, right away we have a link. So I'm going to add that if is A6. I'm going to add that all the way up to the top and all the way to the bottom. So this needs to be, there we go. And also on the related, if is blank, $A6, 2 commas, copy paste all the way down, all the way to the top. And now, again, we can just add another subreddit. Let's say, I don't know if this actually exists, business tools, boom, right away. We have our links. Super easy to do, super easy to use. As a user, just add your subreddit here, and all these links are created. Really cool, right? But now, let's make it possible to create a new column. A new column for new keywords, because maybe we find some really cool keywords that we want to keep adding more keywords to our searches for the same subreddits. I'm going to do extensions app script. I'm going to close a few of these. I'm going to go to bettersheets.co/snippets. We're going to get a little bit of code. This on open allows us to have a menu. So we'll have SubSpy hub, and we'll just say one word, SubSpy hub. Create new column is the function, and for the user, they'll say add or insert new column. So we're going to create a program here, a little function create new column, that anytime a user clicks that, we will add a new column. What do we need to do? We need to find, basically, we have 2 columns here. Let's insert it just before the C column. Get active sheet, get name. We're going to make sure variable sheet equals this. If sheet is equal to hub. This is the sheet we're on, hub, not setting. So if we're on anything else, I want to make sure we are on there. We're going to do add a column. And if we're not, else spreadsheet get active toast need to be on hub tab. So let's actually go test this. We will create SubSpy hub, save that, close it, refresh our sheet so that up in the top menu, now we have SubSpy hub. If we are on the settings, let's double check this, insert new column. We need to authorize the first time we run it, use it, need to be on the hub tab. So we are going to be on the hub tab back and open app script. That is correct. Let's add a column. We're going to do spreadsheet app.get active sheet, insert column before 3. So let's see what that does. Let's save it and just do it right now. Insert new column. So we get our drop-down menu. Cool. We get this text. We need to put in this URL. So let's actually undo that and grab, this formula. We need to put it in C3. So we're going to go spreadsheet app.get active sheet, range, row 3, column 3, set value. And is it going, we can put this in backticks, or let's see if backticks works. Yeah, backticks. So that, we have this $sign. Don't want to use backticks. Let's just do single quotes. Yeah, that should work. Because we have double quotes in here, so we can't use double quotes to wrap the whole formula. This is what right now is in C3. If we add a new column, we also probably want to put it in every single row, but let's see if we can do array formula with hyperlink. Then we only need one. We shouldn't do that because we wanted to sort. If we want to, let's leave it as is. So let's save this and make sure that this is correct. Insert new column, and we have our search here. We're going to sort by top for SEO help. We now see that. Let's make sure it works. We're searching in startup for SEO help. Pretty cool, right? But how do we now get this formula all the way down? Let's see. So now what we need to do is create a for loop that goes all the way down the sheet. So we'll do for row equals 4 row is less than or equal to last row. So we need to get the last row variable. Last row equals get last row. Actually, we want to do get max row and then row plus plus. So we're going to iterate through all of these rows starting at 4 because we already have 3. And we'll do spreadsheet active get range. It'll be row column 3 set value. And here we're going to copy this whole formula again. But wherever there is a 3 here, we're going to add single quotes and inside plus plus and inside that row. So we're going to take the variable of this row that we're iterating through in this for loop. And each time we have to have a number, there's B3, and is that the only ones? I think that's it. That's the only thing we have to do. So let's try this. Let's go spy hub, insert new column. Get range is not a function. Oh, I spelled range with a E. R-E-N-G, so it's range. Let's try that again. Delete that column. Let's spy hub, insert new column. There we go. And all the way down on exactly the row that we're supposed to be on, we have all of our URLs. Pretty cool, right? Pretty awesome little tool we can create here. Again, if you want to get this template yourself, this Subreddit scanner, go to bettersheets.co/subspyhub. Or if you are a member and watching this on bettersheets.co, down below, get this sheet completely for free. And actually, it's free for everyone. But I thought this would be a really cool way to search and scan through subreddits, different keywords, ratings. We can add even, let's go with the rating there. Let's go with some notes here. And let's delete all of the other columns. There we go. And you can always do something like this, is freeze this first column and move stuff around. I would not recommend moving anything around these because we are just inserting that new column. We haven't really made this super foolproof because if somebody puts something else in the C column other than this, it won't copy this drop-down menu. So maybe that's a good little feature to add later. If you actually think of some features you want to add to this, some really cool URLs you want to add to this, maybe some other tools like this related subreddit one is pretty cool. If you have other tools you want to add to this, let me know. Email me. Happy to answer, happy to update this later on. Enjoy.